Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with LEGACYBOX. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. As 1939 began, the Great Depression was beginning to ease. Technology was accelerating, and pop culture was booming, but the sense of optimism among 131 million Americans was very fragile. As new companies formed in garages, superheroes leapt off comic pages, and Hollywood was cranking out timeless classics, Europe was falling into catastrophe. And by the end of 1939, the world would be in chaos. January 1st opened in a Palo Alto, California garage, where engineers Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard founded Hewlett-Packard. With just a few $100s and later a rented workspace, the company would become a cornerstone of modern technology and the symbolic birthplace of Silicon Valley. On January 12th, publisher Martin Goodman launched Timely Comics in New York City. The company would eventually be renamed Marvel Comics, laying the groundwork for a universe of characters that would dominate popular culture. January 25th marked a scientific breakthrough when researchers at Columbia University successfully conducted the first nuclear fission experiment in the United States. Scientists, including Enrico Fermi, demonstrated that splitting a uranium atom released enormous energy, knowledge that would soon reshape global warfare. By March 7th, American newsstands welcomed the debut of Glamour magazine, aimed at working women rather than social elites. The publication reflected shifting attitudes toward women, fashion, and independence at the close of the Depression era. March 15th shattered hopes of peace when Nazi Germany invaded and occupied Czechoslovakia. The move exposed the failure of the Munich Agreement and made clear that Adolf Hitler's territorial ambitions would not be restrained by diplomacy. On March 27th, college basketball history was made when the University of Oregon defeated Ohio State to win the very first NCAA men's basketball championship. What began as a modest tournament would later evolve into the nationwide annual phenomenon known as March Madness. March 30th introduced a new, darker kind of hero, as Batman debuted in Detective Comics number 27. Unlike other superheroes of the time, Batman relied on intellect, grit, and gadgets, and he quickly became one of the most popular characters in American storytelling. April 9th brought a powerful stand against discrimination when Marian Anderson performed at the Lincoln Memorial before 75,000 people. Barred from Constitution Hall because of her race, her performance became a defining civil rights moment, prompting First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt to resign from the Daughters of the American Revolution. On April 14th, author John Steinbeck published The Grapes of Wrath. Chronicling Dust Bowl migrants and economic hardship, the novel captured the human toll of the Great Depression and quickly became one of the most influential American books ever written. April 30th saw a first in presidential history when Franklin D. Roosevelt appeared on television at the opening of the New York World's Fair. Though television ownership was rare, the moment signaled a new era in political communication. June 7th marked a historic diplomatic visit as King George VI and Queen Elizabeth arrived in the United States, becoming the first reigning British monarchs to do so. The visit was intended to strengthen ties as Europe edged closer to war. On June 21st, the New York Yankees announced Lou Gehrig's retirement after doctors diagnosed him with ALS. His farewell speech weeks later, declaring himself the luckiest man on the face of the earth, became one of the most emotional moments in sports history. August 2nd carried an ominous warning when Albert Einstein signed a letter urging President Roosevelt to consider atomic research. The letter ultimately led to the creation of the Manhattan Project, forever altering the course of science and warfare. August 15th brought the Hollywood premiere of The Wizard of Oz. Though modestly received at first, the film's Technicolor visuals, music, and timeless themes later made it one of the most beloved films of all time. September 1st marked the outbreak of World War II, when Germany invaded Poland using blitzkrieg tactics. The invasion stunned the world and ignited the deadliest conflict in human history. Just 2 days later, on September 3rd, Britain and France declared war on Germany, soon joined by other nations. Europe was now fully at war. September 5th found the United States standing apart as President Roosevelt formally declared American neutrality in the war. Though committed to peace, the nation would soon find neutrality difficult to maintain. On September 14th, aviation history advanced when Igor Sikorsky's VS-300 helicopter completed its first tethered flight. The brief lift proved that controlled vertical flight was possible, paving the way for modern helicopters. November 4th offered a glimpse of automotive luxury when Packard unveiled the first air-conditioned car at a Chicago exhibition. Though rare and expensive, it hinted at comfort becoming standard in future automobiles. November 15th saw a symbolic moment in Washington, D.C., as President Roosevelt laid the cornerstone for the Jefferson Memorial, honoring one of the nation's founding fathers. On November 16th, Al Capone was released from Alcatraz. His health badly deteriorated from neurosyphilis. Once America's most feared gangster, he returned to private life largely forgotten. December 15th brought an epic story to life with the Atlanta premiere of Gone with the Wind. The film went on to win Best Picture and still remains the highest-grossing movie of all time once adjusted for inflation. Christmas Day, December 25th, introduced a holiday legend when Montgomery Ward unveiled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What began as a promotional coloring book created by copywriter Robert May quickly became an enduring symbol of the Christmas season. Recollection Road and LEGACYBOX both believe it's important to preserve the past. If you're like me, there's a box of your family's treasured home movies and photos tucked away somewhere, and LEGACYBOX can help you preserve them digitally. The process is a simple and safe solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or to the cloud. Just send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. LEGACYBOX is trusted by over 1 million people, and it's all done right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn and Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.